MD of Motilal Oswal Financial Services joins us from the sidelines of the conference. Ramdeo, hi, good morning, and thank you for speaking with us again. Before I ask you about the mood at the conference, I wanted to ask you about Infosys because you did travel to Pune to attend that analyst call. What was the key takeaway from that call, according to you?
It was, I attended after a break of 2 years, so it was very nice, refreshing, and I heard first time Vishal Sikka. So clearly, the company is in transformative mood, and they have two pieces of things happening. One is trying to kind of renew the existing legacy which they have of the services, and they are trying to build a next generation company on the back of digital transformation which is going through all over the world. And they are trying to position themselves not at a only technology level, but I think at a strategy level, and they are giving they're just repositioning the company to be a very different company, a next generation company with such a huge legacy. I think so. So it is a company in transition for sure, and very exciting future under the leadership of Vishal. Now this number crunching, he clearly said that Q2 will be faster growth than the Q1, but to really in this slow global economic environment, something happening in the BFSI space worldwide, like RBS Bank or something. But I think what they are trying to do is, my sense is that they are trying to upfront all the bad news and the good news which they have in terms of deal wins and the ramping up of the good accounts. So out of say $100 million plus accounts they have, or bigger accounts they have, one account has a problem that they are upfronting, but what good things are happening in 90-95 accounts, that they are not telling, and it is becoming very difficult for us to figure out how good or bad is the other piece and how bad is the one which they are talking about. So I think only in the results you will be able to figure out what is the trajectory. But clearly it is not a 25-30% growth company. It's more of anywhere between, I would think more between 12 to 18% kind of a growth trajectory.
Okay. Well, let me come to the other stock that is now at the other end of the spectrum in terms of investor affection, Tata Motors. Do you think that has adequately priced in? What did you get from the, the analyst meet? Can you be still bullish on Tata Motors in general, in particular, and of course the four-wheeler space?
Lata, to be frankly, I was a bit surprised to see the result, but I am not a very good authority on Tata Motors. So a lot is happening in JLR, globally, China, and a lot of moving pieces. Their own Brexit problem, their own currency hedging and all. So I think we have to I should not speak anything about this. So I have no clue what's happening there.
Okay, well, let's talk about your conference then, Ramdeo. I know it's a little early to gauge the mood, but what's the sense you're getting so far in terms of participation, FI, mood, etc.?
Yeah, so here mood is very optimistic. A lot of people have come, a lot of sovereign wealth funds are participating. And of course, domestic response is very large. So we have almost 1,000 invitees. I'm sure attendance will be 600-700 people, so hall will be packed. 150 corporates are presenting, but I'll be stuck to the CEO track, which is happening today and tomorrow. There'll be, I think, 13 corporates presenting, and we have tried to see there's a lot of revamping of the companies which are presenting to capture the current mood. So like we have, say GST has happened, so we would like to see what Mr. Adi Godrej, which I would think from corporate side, he's one of the best speaker on that. What he has to say post GST, what are his apprehensions and optimism are. We have HPCL chairman presenting tomorrow. We have insurance companies. I mean, insurance is worldwide very large, and particularly life insurance in a country like India. So we are having HDFC Life presenting here. Then I think the very first corporate presentation will be from National Stock Exchange, our beloved, largest and foremost attractive, National Stock Exchange. So Chitra will be presenting that. So there are a whole lot of variety. We have 13 corporate presentations here and 3 policy makers. And I think the new banks which are coming up, I think one of the biggest reforms which have happened in the last 3 years under Dr. Rajan is permission to private sector banks in the country, in the microfinance, in the small regional banks, and now banking on the tap. So what all it has in store. So even our erstwhile the most successful bank, private sector bank, HDFC Bank, they will be presenting. Then we have a young budding growing Yes Bank will also be presenting tomorrow. So we have lots of these things happening, and not to miss, even commodity is somewhat presented here through Vedanta CEO Tom Albis.
Albanese.
He's also presenting. Yeah, so we have, and even liquor is not missing out. United Breweries is also presenting in the CEO track. I'm quite surprised. So I think we'll have a good variety. Tomorrow's corporate presentations are much more stronger than today's. But and I think you'll be capturing live. Some of the CEOs will come on your camera. So I think it will be very interesting to see what is the mood of the corporates, because corporates are like gods. They descend on this kind of conferences, and they're able to kind of give their views without any hindrance. And and then the investors, how they are seeing from Hong Kong, Singapore, London, Hong Kong, New York, how they see India. Because we always remain bullish, and particularly me, I have to be tempered in terms of my bullishness by these people. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Well, going by the number of speakers that you have described, looks like there's going to be a big disruption in the finance space. You'll have a bunch of insurance companies now listing. You will have NSE listing. And you have, as you said, a bunch of small banks which are, like the Ujjivans and the Equitases will have a new avatar when they get the small bank license. How are you going to approach this space? Do you move away from the legacy private sector giants who have given you returns like the HDFC Bank, because there is going to be so much competition? If you just have to crystal gaze, where will you put your money in finance stocks?
Yeah, see, one thing is very clear that right now, still 2/3 of the franchise, 60-65% is with the public sector entities right now. Right now, the business is with them, customers are with them, distribution is with them. But profits, 2/3 of the profits, or even 3/4 of the profit is with the private sector. And market cap is also like 80% is with the private sector. So I don't see any reason why we should change the track. Because if government in case of, say, whether Air India, whether it is Doordarshan, whether it is MTNL, BSNL, I think government repeatedly in services side has not been able to compete with the vibrant and resurgent.
Ramdev, I'm not even asking whether you will put money into public sector from private. What I'm saying is, you had the new private sector banks, which are now actually old private sector banks, the HDFC banks and such like that. There are newer private sector entities and different ones, like insurance and exchanges. So how will your distribution be in the private space?
So we have to look at the new private sector entrepreneurs, because right now they have only promises, not the performance. With the other private sector banks, we have the huge 20-year, 15-year track record of performance, whereas the new ones are coming with a lot of hopes and aspirations and new technology, new processes. So you have to bet on the the dark horse, one or two of them. And clearly we'll start with the lower allocations and the bulk of the allocation with the older guys. And as they ramp up, as they show their performance, we'll keep increasing the allocations to the next generation banks.
Okay, just one final question then before we let you go. You also have from the ministers, the Power Minister Piyush Goyal, who's attending the conference. Wanted your thoughts on, how are you positioned in the power sector as a space?
See, one of the things is that Mr. Goyal, I mean, he is all-powerful person from Delhi, and he has a lot of say in policy making of the government as a whole, not only in power sector and infrastructure. So clearly, I mean, power sector has not made a lot of money for anybody so far, but it remains still one of the biggest opportunity area. Maybe not in power itself, but the power equipment suppliers, distribution, T&D, say Power Grid Corporation, or the equipment makers like Siemens, ABB, whole lot of listings are there. I mean, it's a very large country, large opportunity in the power sector. So we have to see from him what he has done in last 2.5 years. In next 2.5 years, what all is in store in mining as well as in power sector. So